And now that we have hair 2 as our material, let's try to do a little tiny rendering. And until it's rendered, we'll see here we have those kind of straight lines and stuff. That's because our segments probably are too low for this long hair, so probably we'll make the segments bigger. I mean, like 25 if we are like brave. But one thing you don't need to touch is the profile. Now those segments, those everything are those hairs. It doesn't look very nice because it's not the color we want it to be. It should be more orange. So let's try to make this a bit more orange also, and even more like this. Let's try to render that. We need to basically make the color as much as possible to be good, and yeah, because later, yeah, we'll be able to fix some stuff to make a little bit of variation. But now, why don't we just work on kind of similar hair as the concept? So what I was saying, those are planes, and now when they're rendered, they look like not planes. They look like tubes, and they're much smoother. But that's only when we render. Before rendering, they are just planes. If we dial up the profile, you'll see what happens. ZBrush will tell us for faster intersection is recommended fiber mesh. We get single side fibers. Okay, but we want to not be single side. We want to be single side. Basically, don't touch this profile that much. I mean, if you want to render this hair onto some planes or something, if you want to make this, and I've did that, yes, you want the profile at least on 4. But now we want it only for render, so it's good. If you want to bake it, as I was saying, yeah, if you want to bake it on some plane, you need thickness because it needs to be geometry. Now it's just the planes, but it's cool. And I noticed that our render doesn't show the hair as good as possible. Even with hair to material, it's not that good. So base colorize, base color variations, let's try to increase it a bit. And this tip colorize variations, let's increase it. Max texture size, we don't have texture. Basically we can add a texture here, for example this one, and it will be added. And when we render, it will be with this texture. Let's see how it looks, just for fun, you know. Sometimes this is very useful with the texture, but now it's not exactly. And I'll show this texture stuff in my tutorial and my course about the orc and the bull creation. There I make some fur, and I make it with fiber mesh, very interestingly. This is very nice brown hair, by the way. I love it. It's very cool brown hair, but we don't need brown hair, which is unfortunate. If we can make this texture a little bit more yellowish, can we though? Texture, let's select it, texture, let's go and make it, place it here, and now let's make it more untransparent. So this is brown. Let's try to make it a bit like this, and then with this make it a orange. No, we can't make it orange, but with this we can make it more orange like this. I'm just experimenting here. Bright, it's too bright. Wow, no, like this is kind of fine. I'm not sure this will work because I've never done this in my entire life. I have never done such a thing. I think let's try this. Shift Z, and let's try to find this texture. It's not here. Wow. Texture, and it's not here. It's here, but not exactly. I'm not sure if we can save this texture exactly. snapshot, union, duplicate, delete, back front, tile on tile. Yeah, there are a lot of options here. I don't use most of them ever. Maybe snapshot 3D will make. Let's see if it's here on the textures or here. It's not. Maybe it's somewhere on the 3D world. Who knows? Who knows? Nobody knows. At least not me. But since it doesn't work this way, edge tiles and transparency, no. Anti-aliased profile segments. Segments, we will need to make them at least 25. We need to disable the texture off. And we need a bit more interesting colors. Maybe like this. And here, like darker. Let's try that. Yeah, I know time is of essence here. We are losing time with this. But I just want to make it a little bit more right. And I think we'll be kind of ready. I'm not sure how much exactly max fibers. Maybe 20, maybe 25 will be nice. 50 is too much. Although as much as we put, it's kind of the better, but sometimes it's better to be... Yeah, if we click on control, go to max fibers, click control, you will see human hair head has between 80,000 and 140,000 hairs depending on hair color, thickness and boldness. So this is thousands. We have 20,000. Maybe we need more. Maybe we need at least 30,000. It will be better. And it was a little bit odd. It was not good. So I will dial these variations down. We don't need them. Colorize to maximum capacity. Let's try to render one more time. Yeah, for you this render was faster, for me it was slower because yeah, I paused the video, but the thing is, this is not exactly what we are searching, but we will just do it. Now we need to dial down the gravity, because you will see this is not what we will start. We'll start with something else. I mean, you will see. So now everything is as we need. By the way, if we rotate the camera and just touch one of those any parameters here. So for example, gravity, just touch it a little bit and you will see how it goes. So the gravity is about the camera. If the camera is like this, the gravity will work on like this. If the camera is like this, and the gravity will go like this, and so on and so on. But we don't need this. We need normal kind of gravity. Maybe a little bit backwards will be nice. Yes. So it won't go into the scalp. So like this, and a little bit less, like this. Yeah, that I think is the best. So now we have segments, we have everything. I think we are ready to start. The tips are a little bit too light, I mean too dark. We'll lighten them up. And again, we will try to make it go up like this. Okay. And now I will accept. And ZBrush will ask us the fast preview rendering for firewall current low for faster intersection speed. Do you like to activate the fast preview mode? I say yes. Why not? Fast preview is nice. I mean, it's looking a little bit ugly, but it's fast, which is very good, since you see now it's a little bit laggy because we have a lot of hairs. Hopefully we will be okay. So now what we do with those hairs? We have to be on the layer with the hairs. Now we are on it. And the scalp is a different layer. We will hide it. We don't need it for now. Scalp, but we will show her head. And you'll notice she's looking pretty awesome. Of course, here again, we have those problems with this. It's amazing how every time we have to go and fix this manually. Now it's fine. Okay. And we have problems here also. So what I will do is mask those. Let's see what else Where else we have problems? Okay, only them. Only then. Only there. So I will invert the mask. It doesn't work. Control click. And yes, I will go here and fill object with this. Then go back to the hair material and just show the hair and our head. So the head should be, and the body could go down a bit subdivision, so we will move it easily, because when we are like, how much is the biggest subdivision on the 2 millions, it's not that quick. 150,000, it's good enough, the visibility is good enough, and we can see it. So now if we can see this hair, if we go to the hair, this hair is a lot of polygroups. It has a lot of polygroups. So now what we'll do is go to B, and we want one brush particularly to take. I'm not sure, groom hair ball. I think this was the brush. Yes. This brush, we'll select it. And of course we can just put it here because we'll use it a lot, at least in the beginning. We'll go to brush, first store config, okay, store config is okay. Enable customize brush. Where are you, brush? Groom? Yes. So Control Alt, drag it here. Probably here will be nice. And we will use this groom hairball. What I mean, we will use this brush. We'll use it as such. We'll first Control Shift click on some of those groups, make a bigger brush, and then just do this. It will be easier to select this way. That's why we do it. And I do this in all of my tutorials, but it doesn't matter for the hair. The hair is good, don't worry. Everything is fine with the hair. She's perfect, don't worry. We can go to brush though and go to fiber mesh and front collision tolerance. Preserve length is okay. Front collision tolerance to 0. Let's try if it will go to the closer to the hair, to the head. It won't go. Let's try again. Front collision tolerance 1000. It's gone. Okay. So front collision tolerance basically will give us the if the hair can go inside the scalp. If it's 0, it can go with move brush, for example, it can go inside. If it's okay, let's dock this. I cannot work like this. Let's dock it. Where is it? Material, brush, fiber mesh. Okay. So we go to our groom brush and preserve length is okay. And front collision tolerance, let's try like this, and you will see it cannot go, it can go inside, but the roots cannot go inside. We don't want that. We want just to be 0 because we want more control. So we'll do this. Then, oops. Okay, I want it to be closer to the skin, but it doesn't matter that much. So we'll show everything else, select one other group, make it the same ball, select another group, not this one, another group, make it a ball, select another group. This way we'll have only balls at some point. And those balls will give us an idea which parts of the hair we have made and which parts we have just yet to make. So every piece of hair that we have will make on the ball. Yeah, it might seem strange, it might seem funny because she will look very funny when we do it. She will look like she's coming out from the salon without being ready, from the hair salon. But it's okay. So we have a lot of polygroups. I mean, I've made at least maybe 30, maybe more, I'm not sure. But we'll do them more. We'll do them all. And then we'll start one by one to put them into their position relatively to the concept. And sometimes we'll have to just figure out how it will look fine and nicer. We will throw some around just to look more interesting. We'll see. We'll see, but first we have to do it step by step. This is the second step. I mean, first step was making the scalp from different polygroups. Second step was to make the fiber mesh as good as possible as we can. And the third step, this is a big one. The third step is this, to make them balls, and the fourth step is just to make them work, you know. I mean, to put them into their rightful positions. And also these balls are making so we are not distracted by the other pieces of hair. When we work only on one piece at a time, and the other pieces stay, and everything is okay. And when we start doing it, and when it starts to work, you will see, and it will be fine. I mean, yeah. Now it looks a little bit odd, everything, but if you do it as I'm showing exactly, and if you remember, not remember because there's a videos, you can always watch it again if you want. But just basically drag your brush in circular motions and you're making those kind of balls. Three-dimensional, by the way. Absolutely 3D. We are only working 3D. Except when we are drawing something on the skin or poly painting, which requires a little bit of 2D. Well, it's not too much. Mostly it's 3D. This is looking very odd. Very, very interesting. I may want to make some kind of model which having this kind of balls on it. Whatever, I mean, beautiful girl is obviously a good choice. Okay. And maybe while we're doing this, I can tell you some story. But let's start, because in the beginning I have to show you how and which brush will we use the most. And I will give you a hint, it will be the move brush. Just the regular move brush will be what we're using the most for these hairs, which is pretty strange. What is this hair doing? Why is it not making a ball? It's not in the ball. I'm frustrated. Yeah, it's... Come on. Get into... Okay, stay. What? I'm not gonna chase you around all day? No. Not all day? No. And yeah, at some points I will show you how to make different polygroups from these polygroups, because we have a lot of polygroups, but at some point we will need some of them to be separated. Maybe. We'll see. So now you see. Looking pretty awesome. I love it. I love it. This stage is one of my favorites. It's so funny. And I like funny things. I'm just a fan of funny things. You may notice by now that sometimes I'm trying to be funny. And some people understand that, some people not, but most of the artists kind of understand. Because we are from the same though. Though? Huh. We're baked from the same something. Material. Yeah. Wow, a lot of balls. We may lose a little bit more time to just count them. Just out of curiosity, how much balls do we have? And if we do like 4 balls or 5 balls a video, when we are making them as a hair, how much time it will take us? Maybe like 6 or 7 videos, who knows? But it will be a lot, basically. I'm sure it will be a lot. Because there are a lot of balls. I wasn't expecting, although I made them. Yeah, this is some little tiny ball here. And now we have her. looking perfect. Let's make a render with eyes. Let's put the eyes on, maybe the teeth too. Where are they? Okay. I'm making a little render. It will take a lot of time because but we may even leave her like this, and it will be even more interesting than to make her like the concept. This is just very cool. Amazing. Just amazing. So old school. Yeah, okay, but whatever, yeah, we have to finish this video. We'll continue in the next one. Of course, the other thing we might want to do is, if we don't want her scalp to be visible, because sometimes it could be visible, we can just color it. Just a hack. Color it with the color of the hair and it will not be that visible. But we'll see. So for now, let's just finish this video and everything will be amazing. Like those, okay? Yeah. Until the next one.